We're going to be talking about helmets today. The focus really is to understand some of the safety ratings, kind of like what you're looking for when it comes to buying a helmet, because you want to protect your skull and protect the brain that's inside of it. Also your airway, that's kind of important. And so we're going to be going over some of these helmets. The safety ratings, kind of like a little bit of the fitment, what helmets that I recommend, some of the stuff that I've seen through a lot of crashes and close calls, and why really a full face helmet is the one you want to get. You don't want to get a 3/4 or even a half helmet. This is what I started off in. But with my knowledge that I've learned, I've decided, you know what, we're going to just do full face. But anyways, we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking a little bit about kind of like the fit and comfort on some of these things and what to look for when you're out there looking for a helmet. But let's go ahead and just start off. I'm going to go ahead and take the one I currently use, and we're going to come over here. Got some talking points right here. The main thing here is we're going to be talking a little bit about the safety ratings. So right here is, let's go ahead and, come on. There we go, the safety ratings. These are what the safety ratings you'll typically see on the back side of a helmet. And let's go ahead and bring that back up here. If you can see, it says DOT, and then on the bottom it says ECE and a bunch of different little numbers. That's what you're going to want to look for when it comes to a helmet. In the United States, DOT, Department of Transportation, is going to be the main thing there. And then ECE is the European version of basically safety ratings. They do it for a lot of stuff, not just motorcycle helmets. And I like to make sure I get an ECE rated helmet, not just a DOT helmet. And the reason why I do that is because DOT is a post-market testing. So people can like make a helmet, slap a DOT sticker on it, and it can be on the market for years, and the federal government will have to test it after the fact, and sometimes they don't really get to it. But ECE, the one that I like, they do pre-market testing, so they do all the testing and then they can actually put it out on the market. So if you're in America and you see an ECE helmet, you know that it's been tested before it's been put out on the market. So I always get an ECE, and well, in the United States, DOT, because it has to have DOTs. But ECE is what I look for. So I don't just grab a DOT only helmet. Now this is a full face helmet. This is from Voss. I've done some affiliate stuff with them, and I decided to buy my own helmets from them and made some money back just from doing a few sales. But the main thing here is that I get a full face helmet, and this is more of like an adventure style helmet. You can tell by the little top visor here, but it's a full face helmet. And the reason why I get a full face helmet is because of this big boy right here, the chin bar. It's going to protect my airway. It's going to protect my face in case I go head first into the ground after a crash, which typically happens. So natural reaction is that when you hit something, you're going to fly forward or you're going to put your hands down, but your face typically hits because you can't really protect yourself. You can't really hold yourself up after a crash and do a really good push-up. So having a chin bar is really helpful, because if I do crash and hit my face, I'm not only going to mess up my beard, but my jaw and the airway itself. And so even if I don't have a traumatic brain injury or anything like that, but I can't breathe, well, guess what? I'm not going to survive. So I want a full face helmet. Also, it comes with a nice little visor, or I'm sorry, face shield. And if you can tell right here, this little button looking thing, and then it almost looks like a double pane window. This is what's called the pin lock. I don't know if you can see that there, but a pin lock. And what that does is that some helmets have face shields that are ready for that. And when you're out riding in colder weather or any other type of weather that's going to be like foggy, just different temperatures outside versus inside your helmet, because you breathe out some warmer air, it's going to fog everything up. So the pin lock actually prevents that fogging, and so it's really nice. And you can also put, you know, like anti-fog spray on your helmets or your face shields, but make sure you get the plastic one, not the glass one, because the glass will eat the plastic. So a little tidbit there. But we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the next kind of helmet, which is going to be this helmet right here. This is going to be a modular helmet. Now, modular helmets are pretty cool. I like modular helmets, and the reason why I like modular helmets because they're modular. They flip up like this. So now it turns into a 3/4 helmet, so it's going to cover the base of the skull and then around the front, but not the face. Now, you don't want to be riding with this up all the time, actually at all, because if you do crash, this can hit the ground and it's going to yank your neck and yank your head, and that's not a good thing. So ride with it down, and it's a full face helmet. Same thing, has a little pin lock system involved. You're gonna find modular helmets in different brands. This is once again a Voss helmet. But these are really cool because if you're out riding for a long time and you're riding with a full face and you want to get off the bike and you're going to fill up your gas, or you want to go into the store and you want to be able to talk and listen and hear a little bit better, popping this open to talk to the clerk. You can grab yourself a drink or whatever. You can also eat and drink with this on. It's a little bit hard because chipmunk cheeks, it's going to be squishing your cheeks a little bit, but still you can take a nice little sip and then not even take the helmet off and pop it back down. So I really like these helmets. They're also really good for parking lot exercises because then you can like take a quick break, pop it open, and then you can have some airflow. This is a full face helmet. Once again, this is a little bit different than the one I have because there is no visor on the top. This is more of like a street riding helmet. Once again, another Voss helmet. As you can tell, it has a nice little chrome front. I like to have the clear on my helmets because then I can slide some glasses in. And then if I get caught out at night, because if I'm riding at dusk or whatever, and it gets darker, I can still utilize the clear, and then I just have my sunglasses like in my pocket or something. So you can always have that. And then some helmets, this is the cool thing, I'm going to bring you over here. So if you have a clear face shield right here, you can use this at night, but if you're out riding and you're like, I really want to have some sunglasses, you can go ahead and pop this down, and if this is clear, you can see through. So this is right now having like 2 sunglasses on. This is just having that one. And this also has, this is more of a, see, you can see that right there. Let's go ahead and pop that open. So nice little sunglasses. And then it's like, oh no, it's getting a little dark out. So then they usually have little buttons like this on the sides. It all depends on the helmet. Gets a little dark out, I can pop that back up. Once again, I use sunglasses, a little bit easier for me. I like them, but these are the helmets right here so far. So this is also a full face helmet, but this is also more like a dirt bike type helmet. If you notice, there's no face shield at all. So if you are going to be using something like this on the street, make sure you have some eye protection, like sunglasses. You're going to get a lot of wind noise in there. And one of the things with helmets is that I like to have earplugs so I can protect my hearing. A lot of people are like, I don't want to use earplugs because then I can't hear anything. It actually just removes a lot of the wind noise, which is going to be the damaging noise that you're going to get. And I can still hear music, and I have the old Cardo Pack-Talk Bold on this one. So I can still hear music, I can still hear the directions, I can even hear traffic, I can even hear my engine and any road noise. I just don't hear that deafening wind going on. So let's go ahead and take this out and put it right here. Now what we have right here is a 3/4 helmet. If you notice on the modular helmet, when it's popped up, it becomes a 3/4 helmet. This is a 3/4 helmet. This is one of my first helmets. And once again, it's only going to protect the base of the skull, the tops and everything, but it's not going to protect the actual face. You can get face shields that will protect your eyeballs in case you have like any road debris, maybe rocks or bugs. But even on a crash, that little face shield is not going to protect your face itself. So that kind of sucks. I don't recommend 3/4 helmets unless you just want to look cool and whatnot. But once again, you're taking that risk, and that's not a risk I want to take. Now, I won't even buy a half helmet because I don't want to really support half helmets. So this is like a bicycle helmet that I have. This is basically a half helmet that you can get for motorcycles. And once again, all it does is protects the top of the head and maybe a little bit in the back, but even some of those don't even protect the back. And I treat them just like they're bicycle helmets. There's not going to protect the sides of the face, your ears, and your face at all. And I want to protect everything, especially in a crash. And honestly, I really love full face helmets. They keep my face warm when it's cold. And even when it's hot, I don't really notice too much because what we have here, and most, if not all, full face helmets have these, is that they do have vents, okay? So there's little vents right here. It's gonna allow airflow to come through. Also, you have a little vent on the chin, so it's gonna have airflow come through. And on the back side, you typically, let's go ahead and grab one of these other ones. On the back side, you're typically gonna have the vents, okay? So what that's doing is an exhaust vent. What that's doing is that it's putting airflow through the top of the head. Let's go ahead and get over here. The top of the head, it's gonna pull air and it's gonna exhaust the really warm air out the back. So it's gonna take that nastiness and it's gonna allow you to be a little bit cooler. Some helmets have way more ventilation, some helmets have less ventilation, but it all depends. So if you are out shopping and it's really, really hot weather, try to find something with a little bit more ventilation, but they pretty much do a good job. So when it comes to fitment and everything, we typically have 3 sizes of heads shapes, okay? So we have long oval, intermediate oval, or round oval, and it kind of sounds a lot like what it is. So let's go and start with the 2 that are pretty obvious. So we have long oval. So what that's doing, if you can see the top of my head, long oval is more like shaped like this, round oval is more round, intermediate oval is in the middle, intermediate in the middle. Most most Americans and Europeans typically have intermediate oval. It's one of the more common head shapes. And so a lot of manufacturers make intermediate oval head shape helmets. And what that means is on the inside of the helmet, basically where the rim of the skull, that's where it's measured. And so when you're wearing a helmet, if you are, let's say you're a long oval head, so it's more of like a cone, but from the top point of view, like this. If you have any other type of helmet, let's say you have an intermediate oval helmet or a round oval helmet and you have that long oval, you're gonna feel pressure on the front of the skull and the back of the skull. So like right here or right here. And what that's gonna do is gonna cause a lot of pain. It's gonna cause headaches when you're out riding, and you're gonna know you're not gonna have the right size helmet or right fitment of a helmet. And you're not gonna wanna wear the helmet after a while because it's gonna be causing pain. So you wanna get a long oval helmet for your long oval head. Same thing with intermediate oval, same thing with round oval. Arai, Shoei, and a bunch of other manufacturers, they do make different sizes and shapes basically on the model. So you want to go ahead and go to like a Cycle Gear, Revzilla, or whatever it is, wherever you're at, and try on some helmets. And if you feel pressure on the front and the back, you probably have a round oval helmet on your intermediate oval or long oval head. If you feel pressures on the sides, you probably have a round oval head and you're trying on an intermediate oval helmet. So you really want to find that helmet when the same size and same shape as your head. And then also, I'm gonna go ahead and use the, let's go over this one. Also, when it comes to the cheek pads, they will squeeze on your cheeks. You're gonna get a little chipmunk cheeks. You're gonna get like this a little bit, and that's fine, that's typical. These will wear in just a little bit, but not a whole bunch. So if you are trying it on and it's really pushing on, and even if you're just trying to breathe, you bite the sides of your cheeks, might be a little too squishy, and too stiff on the cheek pads. Some cheek pads do have inserts that you can take in and take out depending, and then some manufacturers can actually, you can replace the cheek pad with either a smaller one or a bigger one depending on your needs. So make sure you check that out too, but it's okay to have a little bit of the little chipmunk cheeks. It's just gonna be more snug. And also when you try it on, you don't want to have it rotating on your top of your head. You don't want it loose. I think this one might be a little bit looser because I've worn it in. And that's another good point, is that after a while it will get loosened up. So you don't want it like doing this on your head and super loose. You also don't want it super tight, giving you a headache. You want it snug. These helmets, well, most helmets will last about 5 years. So if you have one that's a little bit old, make sure you replace it after about 5 years. If you're in really hot weather or you use a lot of like different sprays or a lot of conditioning or whatever, the chemicals will actually deteriorate the polystyrene foam, which is the foam that's on the inside of the helmet. This is like the hard candy shell right here. This right here is fine, but on the inside you do have styrofoam basically, okay? And that will degrade over time. Typically 5 years, it'll get too hard and then it'll be brittle. You want it a little bit new. And so like the chemicals, a lot of sweat, a lot of grime, a lot of dirt can actually degrade the chemicals. So maybe about 3 to 5 years you want to check. And how do you know how old your helmet is? Helmets have a manufacture date. Let's see if I can find one here. They do have a manufacture date. There we go. So this helmet, you can see on the bottom left, it says November 2021. And so this helmet is going to be 3 years old pretty soon. So we're getting close, but I haven't worn this a lot, so I think I can get another 2 years out of this helmet. So if you're out there shopping and you see like a really old helmet, like you check the date and it's like 2 years old already, brand new on the shelf, maybe see if you can find one in the back, kind of like checking for milk, or at least, you know, find a different place to buy, because they might be trying to sell off old stuff. Also, when it comes to buying a used helmet, I don't recommend buying used helmets. It's just not a good idea because you don't know what they did with that helmet. The outside of the helmet could look great. They might have never really bumped it, but they could have hit really hard. It doesn't show a lot. Maybe they buffed it out. But on the inside, the polystyrene foam could be cracked. That's not good. If you do drop your helmet accidentally and you have a small little scrape or scratch on the top here, it's probably fine, especially if you drop it from like right here, like you're walking around and accidentally drop it, it should be fine. But in a crash, no, just replace the helmet, it's done. It's just done. Retire it, put it on the wall like if you're a hunter and you put some old heads on the wall. Just keep it for funsies. This is definitely this is at least a decade old. Definitely not gonna wear this when I'm out riding. It's a good visual though. And so double check the ratings, make sure you are checking for fitment. Get yourself a full face helmet, and then also, you know, get the helmet that works for you. If you want to get a 3/4 helmet, okay, cool, because it's really hot out, you want that wind, that's perfectly fine. Just understand you're taking that risk. Also, if you want to get a modular helmet because you like the ability to pop it up and down, pretty cool. That's fine if you want to do that. Make sure you ride with it down. I highly advocate a full face helmet. To clean your visor and everything, just use Windex. That's good for plastics. Just go and wipe it with a microfiber cloth. If you want to wash things, sometimes they have cheek pads that do come out. So take the cheek pads out, get a bucket of soapy warm water, dunk it in, kind of like get the grime off and let it air dry. That should be fine. If you want to clean the outside of the stuff, once again, just the Windex microfiber cloth, and you should be good to go. If you want to deodorize it even more, get some deodorizing spray, spray it in there, call it a day. You know, maybe some antibacterial stuff. You should be good. Try not to get it on the visor itself. But overall, I mean, helmets are pretty easy to go ahead and grab and figure out. Wide range of prices. Just get the one that works for you. It's not super heavy. It's not causing you headaches when you're out putting it on and you have that problem because you didn't get it sized right or whatnot. Don't buy a used helmet, get a full face helmet, okay? So with that said, we're gonna be jumping into gloves, jacket. Maybe next time we'll jump into gloves. How's everybody doing today? It's another Thursday. We got another class going on. We got two new videos for MotoStars today. Gonna do a quick little we're gonna do a little hangout, a little update. How's everybody doing? Signed into class? Good. I'm glad you guys are signing into class because not all of you have. There's 65, 68 of you in here. 34 of you signed into class. What's going on here? What's going on? How you doing, Mess? What are you doing? I'm just doing a quick little... There we go. Yeah, we're having a little class today. Making sure everyone's having a good time. Yeah, hit that like button, 42. Hey, guys, also, I've been working hard on the book. Like, I know I've been going back and forth. Okay, so I guess since last time. Just a quick little update. So I posted this on the community page for YouTube, and I also posted it for YouTube members. Is that the footage that I've been making? Let's pause the music a little bit. It's kind of distracting me a little bit. I know you guys probably can't hear it, but the Academy videos that I have filmed, I just started to post. I'm going to start posting them on YouTube for free. I want you guys to start riding. I'm going to start refilming them because, think of them as probably the 10th draft. and I want you guys in the academy to have like the 20th draft. So I'm gonna constantly just keep making more of these. So you guys are gonna get those training videos weekly on top of having some of the clips from the live stream on the weekends. We got 2 videos today that we're gonna be going over and utilizing the plan method and then focusing on all that stuff. So while that's happening, I've been working on the book as a way to hyper focus on the syllabus, and I just really like the original syllabus I had, and I'm just gonna start making those videos, and we're gonna get the academy going. But the academy costs money, and that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be more structured and whatnot. So the actual videos that I'm putting out were the academy videos, and I'm gonna be having the free education for you guys right off the bat, and work on the book because I'm super excited about the book. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I really like the design that I made last year, and I'm just gonna kind of redo it. So I do want to get you guys something out there. With that said, though, there is a sale going on right now for 20% off, and it's for the rest of the month. For the rest of the month, 20% off the Smart Rider Training Drill booklet and also the cones. So if you guys want to go out and practice your parking lot drills, kind of get used to it. If you're brand new to riding and you can't make it to an MSF class or something like that, just get the drill booklet, practice in the parking lot, practice your friction zone, throttle control, and everything, and get that going. So, Dan, how can Team Smart get in contact with your team? We got DDFM versus Smart questions. Send me an email. Honestly, you've been kind of hanging out a lot. I like that. Send me an email, DanDanTheFireman at ddfmcrew.com. So, or message me on Instagram. Yeah, message me on Instagram. We'll do that. I signed up for your first moto camping trip. I'm so excited. Missy, hey, that sounds like fun. Are you taking the Rebel? Or you can do like more of like a dirt bike thing. I think I've seen some of you with your fiance doing dirt bike stuff. Like, what are you doing? What's the trip? That sounds like fun. I used to do those all the time. We doing good. Had fun time at Burgers and Bikes last night. Nice, Massa Chifa. Taking the Rebel, nice. Yeah, I want to get a 2-up seat. I want to get a 2-up seat for the Rebel. Looking at Corbin, there's also a Mustang seat, but I might get a Corbin. I can't find much for Rebel 500s. There's not much aftermarket. I might have to get some. I have to get some passenger pegs, probably straight from Honda. Enjoy Temecula and the winter riding weather. Nice, Kimberly. You're heading to Temecula and Paula on Saturday. Very nice. So yeah, those were the updates that I'm going to have for the academy. I'm really excited about it. But the book, that's what I've been really working on. Let's see if I can. I'll see if I can share some of the book stuff. Just like the first chapter. If you've been on my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see my stories when it comes to the book. I've been sharing a little bit behind the scenes. I know you've seen some of those, Missy. Let's go ahead. I'll just open up Module 3, Unit 1, the post-accident protocol. Just kind of like the remain calm. I got to work on some of the title sheets. I'm going to add some pictures. It's going to be the same size in terms of like, it's a 6x9 booklet. So it's going to be the same size, but it's going to be a lot thicker than the actual booklet. So let's go ahead and get that. And it's a lot of information. So I'm working on like condensing it, but the structure is actually the same. So let's go ahead and go there. So working on a little bit of the Photoshop stuff. I know a lot of you guys that are a lot smarter than me use InDesign and whatnot, but I'm used to Photoshop. I'm used to Photoshop. So we got something like this, and then the second page is gonna be a little bit like that. I'm gonna change some of the pictures. But let's go ahead. Yeah. So I'm gonna change it. This is just like a little placeholder guy. But working on that, having a lot of fun doing that. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the classroom, which I think we kind of are already. One second. There we go. How you guys doing? 51 likes. Let's get some more people in here. Let's get this going. Guys, grab yourself a slice of pizza today. We're going to eat some pizza. No donuts. I didn't have a donut this morning, so I didn't get to pick any of them up. So grab yourself a slice of pizza, sign into class. We're going to get started
pretty soon. We do have 2 videos. If you watch that helmet video, that's what we're doing when it comes to the academy stuff. So hopefully you guys liked it. Let me know. I like doing the classroom stuff. I want to feature my video on your reaction. Oh, Demon, what happened, Demon? Could you go in depth on your med kit? Yeah, let's just do it right now. Let's just do it right now. So this is the rescue pack. Now I have a different one in my van. Yeah, it's a sweet van, Chrysler Pacifica. Everyone loves it. It's not funny. It's not cringe or anything. It's actually really cool. So this is the rescue pack. There's only a few left. It's still in the store. There's only a few left. What I highly recommend when it comes to rescue, let's go ahead and actually bring this down so we don't have this in the background. There we go. So when it comes to rescue, okay, so this is what I focus on. It's part of, I took some ideas from when I was a firefighter, developed it. Remain calm, ensure own safety were the main things when it comes to being in the fire service. Because if you're part of the accident, like you get hurt or whatever it is, then your fire buddies have to take care of you and the patient, which is going to delay some patient care for the actual patient. So main thing there, stop major bleeds. That came from Stop the Bleed. And then when I took the TECC, Tactical Emergency Casualty Care class, they did something much more involved. It was like P-March pause. So there's a lot more that you had to deal with. So I really wanted to focus on something very easy for you guys. And so I focus heavily on bleeding control. So what I have in here is a tourniquet. So we have a tourniquet in here. Only one in here in my own. I have a little fanny pack. I have 4 of them because we have, 2 arms, 2 legs. And also if somebody else crashes, like 2, 3 people crash, I have enough. But this will get you started. So at least the tourniquet, I recommend 2, but I put 1 in here. So you're going to get some bleeding control on your arms or your legs. So if you have like a laceration, there we go, like right here, and it's bleeding out pretty bad, you just do a high and tight, hasty tourniquet. It does come with a rescue card just like that right there. There we go, a little rescue card, so you can put that in your wallet or keep it in here. It does come with a emergency blanket, so part of rescue on the back side. It's kind of hard to see right here. What you really want to do is keep them warm. So if they're really cold, things start shutting down. So keeping them warm, you get some blood flow. Obviously, you want to control the bleeding so the blood flow doesn't, bleed out quicker. So I have that in there. If it's a warm day, you don't really need to use it, but sometimes if it's cold, it's good. And you can also use it as a way to block the sun. If everyone's kind of standing above, and you can block the sun with that. I do have some roll gauze here and here. I do like having roll gauze on top of having 4x4s. 4x4s are just like screw it. Let's just pull one out. If you don't know what a 4x4 is, it's a sterile gauze. At least the ones I have. So very easy, just like a piece of fabric, cloth fabric. And so this is just for like normal like lacerations. You can put it on here. You can kind of roll it up if you want to, apply pressure, and then roll it with some of the roll gauze that you have there. So you can at least do some minor bleeding control on that. And then also I have a 5x9. I'm not going to open this one up just because I don't have very many extras. No, I do. I have extras. So a 5x9 is basically just like an absorbent pad. They call them abdominal pads. And inside of an abdominal pad, or what an abdominal pad really is, I like to say it's basically just like a woman's hygiene product. It's just very absorbent. It's thick. It's very absorbent. And that's for like, you can really put that on a lot of, like somebody's really bleeding, you can also do that. And it's a lot bigger. This will absorb. You don't want to rip it off after it stops bleeding because then you're taking off the clots. So wrap it up, keep it there, and let the hospital deal with it, or let them deal with it a little bit later. It also comes with some trauma shears. So if you're going to have to cut off any like clothing, one thing that you can do is like you start from down here, you just cut the bottom part, and then you just start ripping it. You don't have to like cut on a regular t-shirt. You might have to do that on some motorcycle gear. Highly recommend cutting along the sides though, like down here. Normally you have that. So cut along the sides so you can rip it on the side, and then you can expose, and then you can cover the patient. So you don't want to keep them exposed, especially if they're a woman. You don't want to expose them. It's pretty awkward. Also a triangular bandage in here. So if you ever think of, it's a cravat, triangular bandage, you can make a sling and swath. So there's some videos on my channel and on Motorcycle Training Concepts that teaches you how to do a sling and swath. So if they have like a broken collarbone, you don't want them to like constantly have and hold it up. You can actually create a nice little sling. Little Sharpie, comes with a Sharpie, and that way you can write down the time that you put the tourniquet on. So what I recommend in just like a standard little bleeding control kit is have at least 1 or 2 tourniquets. Have yourself some minor bleeding controls, like a little boo-boo kit. So you have maybe some Band-Aids, but that's why I have the 4x4s and roll gauze, and then the 5x9 abdominal pads. That way it can absorb a little bit more blood. So because you're going to be having a lot of lacerations and whatnot. Triangular bandage, because usually when somebody does crash, they put their arms out, they could break a collarbone, and now they're just kind of like doing this, and it's very painful. You can provide a lot of comfort with that. The also having a thermal blanket, like a little emergency blanket, very cheap, compact. You can cover them up. That works really well. And that's pretty much it. And trauma shears. You want to make sure that you can actually expose the patient, because if you don't see the injury, you're kind of screwed. One thing that I did not put in, or that I don't have in here, but I do include into, you can actually choose what size you want, but gloves. You want to have some nitrile gloves. I like nitrile because latex gloves, some people are allergic to latex. You might be allergic to latex. You're going to have some itchy hands. You might actually cause a slight topical allergic reaction on the patient. And so nitrile, those little blue gloves, you can get them black if you really want to, or pink. That's kind of cool. But I include those in the kit when you order. But go ahead and get yourself at least 2 pairs inside, because one might get bloody. You might have to take it off and then put on another one. Or you can hand one off to your friend. So that's what I use in my own kit. In my personal kit, it's in the van right now. I just have a lot more of it. So, yeah, there you go. Hopefully that answered some of your questions. I don't use any antiseptic, because the main thing when it comes to that is now I'm introducing stuff, and there's definitely expiration dates on that. And if it explodes in your pack, you kind of get everything gross. And if they do go to the hospital, they're going to be getting their own stuff. And then if it's not that bad to where they have to go to the hospital, I think the ride is kind of done after a crash. So it's time to go home and then take a shower, warm, soapy water, clean it out real good, and then apply antiseptic. We usually carried irrigation fluids, like sterile water, on the fire truck and the ambulance, and we would clean out a lot of the debris, but I'm not going to carry a sterile water bottle also. Then you need to have bloody latex gloves, and stupid things tear apart when you, yeah, and there's a way to take them on, or put them on, take them off. Yeah, you're welcome. Be adaptive. I'm just here to help out. Share my knowledge. But let's go and get that music back on. Let's go ahead and we're going to get started. We do have, you know how it works. We make clips of these videos. Part of the live stream is that, you got to kind of be live or watch the full live stream to get the full thing. But when it comes to the weekly videos, we do the clips. And so this month, we're going to be doing sales for this at the very beginning, and then we're going to move on. Let's go ahead and take that off. We don't need that. Let's go ahead and make myself a little bit bigger. That's what she said. Make sure the beard looks good. It's a little... There we go. Not really. One second. I'm going to do this real quick. Yeah. Kind of a mess. All right. There we go. We're going to get started. Would you rather have hair or a beard? Oof. I wish I had hair and a beard. Because, with hair, you can do this is pretty much it. You guys seen how, big and gross it kind of was? There's only so much you can do with a beard. But, with hair, I could do so much. I can have, different hairstyles with the beard. So I wish I had hair. But it is what it is. God gave me a nice shaped head. So I can't be too upset with that. Yeah, with the long beard, just no back hair. Oh, I gotta shave that. I shave my chest and my back. I'm a hairy dude. Or not shave, I trim. God Okay, enough personal questions, guys. All right, start eating that pizza and keep those mouths. We're gonna get started. All right, I gotta make sure my pen works. You guys didn't eat all the markers. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Do we have pink? Yeah, we do. You guys love those ones. Some of you say it tastes like strawberries. Some of you say it tastes like raspberries. I don't know. We have lemon. Yeah, we have lemon. Okay. Okay. Do we have black? Oh, you can't really. You can't really tell. Nobody likes the licorice. All right, let's get back to the green. Let's go ahead and delete that. All right. I had to get rid of the crayons because you guys are just whoo-wee, eating those up. All right, let's get the videos back up. Let's get the videos back up. There we go. So we got the first one. Go ski more. From Victoria, British Columbia. Nice. I'm going snowboarding next week. It's gonna be fun. Knock on wood, I don't have any injuries. All right, guys, we're gonna start the first video for this will be Saturday's video. But here we go. 3. You guys know how it goes. 3, 2, 1. Let's turn down the music. Actually, feels like it's a lot louder than it should be. Feels like it's a lot louder. Maybe I'm just hearing it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We're going to be going into some crashes and close calls. I know that's what you guys want to see. But first, we have 20% off the the Smart Rider drill. Oh, we got to start over, guys. There we go. 3, 2, 1. What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman. Before we get into some crashes and close calls, I know that's what you guys want to see. We do have a sale going on for the Smart Rider drill booklet and the cones, 20% off. Go practice 20. Links in the description. But go ahead and practice because it's going to help you out when it comes to riding your motorcycle. So if you just started riding or you want to start taking the class and you're kind of nervous, you only need 10 cones, easy patterns, all the way to expert, really hard patterns. See if you guys can compete with each other and see who's the fastest. But let's go ahead and jump into this video and let's take a look. We're going to be utilizing the plan method. Ooh, that's a little loud for me. We're going to be utilizing the plan method, and we're going to be focusing on the MTC awareness stages and then figuring out what happened like that. Okay?
Hello everyone, today we
Hello.
will start with the rider who lost focus for just a moment and with
Lost focus just for a moment.
Consequences.
Okay. So we looked, what are we doing? We're kind of like messing around. We have a space cushion up ahead, right? No, we're speeding up. Oh, geez. Okay, so we crashed. So we talk about space cushions all the time and then being aware of our situations. Let's go ahead and see how much more of this snapshot we got. Let's take a look. Okay, is that it? So part of what we also want to do is be able to rescue ourselves or be able to rescue somebody after a crash. So make sure you remain calm, share your own safety. She's calling 911. That's the first thing that you want to do. Get the chain of survival going on. Oh, here we go. We got some firefighters here.
Is any of this hurt? No. No?
So he's doing a full assessment. He's checking probably legs and arms and abdomen and everything if it hurts. Okay. So you kind of want to check that. If his abdomen is hard or distended, probably got some internal bleeding. That's not good. All right, let's take a look at this. So we need a space cushion. So a space cushion, if you don't know what that is, I put the text up there. Space cushion is this right here. It's what you have in front of you. So part of planning your ride is positioning for safety, locating hazardous situations, assessing if there's going to be any relevant threats, and navigating any active ones. So positioning yourself for safety, you want to have a good space cushion, good line of sight, and have at least one escape route, okay? At least one. I like to have 2. If any of you guys know this, you know, 1 is, or 2 is 1, 1 is none. So if one of your escape routes disappear and you only have 1, there it is. So you want to have 2. So what I like to do when it comes to positioning myself for safety, and I do this kind of in a car, well, you can't really do it too well, but let's just focus on motorcycles. I like to be off to the sides here, okay? Off the sides of my lane. So here's that lane going here. I like to be off to the side because I still have that space cushion. Even if I'm off to the side, all I did was kind of move over just a little bit, is because if this car just slams the brakes, which kind of happened, right? We're just going to kind of go straight along that line. And there's our escape path all the way to the moon. So we're going to just go and basically lane filter. Our lane splitting, lane filtering is an escape path, basically. And so that's what you kind of want to focus on. So that's why I like to position myself in that way, because it's really helpful. And then also you have really good line of sight. You can see what's happening outside of these vehicles because you're kind of stuck staring at the back of this one. Obviously, we weren't paying attention, so part of the MTC awareness stages is to zone in. We want to zone into our ride. We don't want to zone out. That's a white stage. Zoning out typically happens when you're thinking about something else, like maybe you got in a fight with your girlfriend, maybe your boss yelled at you, maybe you're on your way to meet your girlfriend, and that's all you're thinking about, and you're not really paying attention to the road in front of you. So that's kind of scary. And then yeah, right there. So several cars ahead, they are braking. So the car, that's exactly right. So if you see a bunch of cars ahead of the car that you are following and they're hitting the brake lights, guess what your car in front of you is going to do? It's going to apply the brakes. So I like to react to the vehicles ahead of the vehicle in front of me. So if I see the vehicles in front of me applying the brakes, I'm getting ready to apply the brakes because that person is going to get ready to apply the brakes. I like to have that a little bit extra. And that's kind of part of total stopping distance, okay? Perception. So you're going to perceive a little bit further, a little bit sooner, and you can react sooner, and you can stop sooner. So if we were positioned a little bit better, we might not have ran into the back of the vehicle. But at this speed, you can do some really good progressive braking. That's really important. So doing the oh my, everyone's going to do that. Everyone's going to have that initial reaction. He started applying the brakes. You see how he kind of leaned forward. But if we failed, right, and we were over here on this side, we could have just kind of kept going, or it could have been an easy just adjustment. So position yourself, guys. Just position yourself. Part of plan. Position yourself. It's very important. It's going to help you out if you fail to pay attention. Bad impact. So mechanism of injury on this one, guys, is that frontal impact. We're going to slide across the gas tank. We're going to hit our genitalia. Please do not look up open book fracture with safe search off on Google. Not a good idea. I wouldn't recommend it, but that's probably what's going to happen here. Maybe bilateral femur fractures hitting the handlebars, a little bit of a skier's thumb, breaking a thumb. You know, overall not very good. Not very good. So let's go ahead and move on from this one. They're doing their assessment. Very good. Look at his arm, though. Look how juicy that arm. Look at that. Damn, triceps. All right, here we go. Oh, we got a corner coming up. You see that sign right there? Sharp left, sharp right. Okay, pay attention to those. Pay attention to those. It's going to let you know. So we're going up to here. What do we got? We're going a little bit fast. Ooh, a little bit too much rear brake on that one. And then we tumbled. So I know a lot of you guys are here for the crashes and stuff, but we talk about the safety part. So we're going a little bit too fast coming up to this turn. Can't see much. And the reason why we started fishtailing is we slam that rear brake. So typically in a panic, when it comes from a driver to a new motorcyclist, is that we're used to applying gas and then brake with our right foot. What's the lever on the right foot, everybody? Write in the chat. It's a pop quiz. I'm not even going to say it. You better be paying attention. What's that lever on the right foot? All right, so we're coming up to here. Rear brake is I guess I kind of gave you the answer. So rear brake, we slam that rear brake because we're so used to that. It's a natural thing that we've been trained to do if we come from cars to motorcycles. Slam that rear brake. You see how the headlight is turned towards the left, but our handlebars are straight? Yep. Rear tire started losing traction. So instead of like panicking, let's slow it down. Let's do a little bit of slow look, press, and roll, okay? Let's go ahead and do a little bit, slow it down before the turn. Not much we can do in this situation outside of releasing that front or that rear brake and really focusing on that turn, really focusing on paying attention to that so that you aim for it. So use your target fixation as a tool. It's not a problem, okay? Use your target fixation. It's where your focus goes, okay? You can apply that to work. You can apply it to life. If you're having trouble in your marriage, hey, target fixate on your marriage for a little bit, you know? So focus on what it is that you need to do over there versus target fixating on the problem. Target fixate on the solution. Might help you out. Might help you out. This is a pretty terrible spot, though, to be in. All right. Oh, we get an extra view. Okay, let's take a look at the extra view. Let's see what happens. So our buddy behind us didn't panic and crash. Hopefully he can rescue. Hopefully he can rescue. All right, what do we got here? What do we got here? Let's take a look. Oh, little impact from our buddy. Wasn't paying attention. Oh, overall terrible situation. So let's take a look at what happened here. So wasn't able to make the left because he saw the vehicle. Good job getting out of the way. You would have been dead. Okay, let's take a quick look. How did that happen? So part of paying attention is actually, and especially in a group ride, is talking to your buddy. Use the Cardo Pack Talk Edge link in the description for 10% off. You can tell them, hey, stop. You can at least start doing that, because part of the total stopping distance is that perception. So you give them that extra perception of like, stop. Or swerve right, something like that. So right here, we're coming up. Oh, crap, I'm applying the brakes right here. We're kind of in the way, but we're applying the brakes. He's like, oh, no. Our buddy behind us wasn't paying attention either, and then slams. Okay, so we dumped the bike. Thankfully, not a huge head hit, because if you went unconscious or at least got disoriented, part of the rescue is the head injury symptoms, so disorientation. He was able to get out of the way because that vehicle is not going anywhere. That motorcycle is completely done. Hopefully, you have good insurance. Was able to jump out of the way. So overall, pretty good. Saved himself. Because you see this right here. In the way. He starts to move out of the way. Look how close that was. This could have been a terrible story in the news. The other guy stayed up. That's pretty good. Overall, terrible spot. Let's take a look. What's the next one?
Yes, and definitely too much throttle. We're turning quickly.
I forgot to adjust the rear tire pressure, leaving it at a rock solid 70 psi. That's pretty. I mean, some tires are that high, but mine's only 29 psi on the Rebel. So what happened there, guys? You can barely tell. So it's a tight right turn. So we're doing a tight right turn. So we're going to have to turn our handlebars, do a little bit of counterbalancing, look where we want to go, friction zone, a little bit of throttle control, get yourself out of there. Once you get straightened up in that turn, then you can give it more throttle. And that's what we do when we practice the Smart Rider drills, is that you're going to be practicing 20-plus drills, and you're going to be doing a lot of stuff with that friction zone throttle control. So very important. Go ahead and grab one, 20% off. But we slid out. We gave it a little too much throttle, spun it, because we have no traction at this point, and it's going to make the bike slide out from underneath us. Now, gravel could be a thing. Poor tire tread could be a thing. Too much PSI can make the tire just basically rock hard. Not good. All right, what do we got here? We got little fins. So we're riding, having some fun. What does that speed look like? We're in third gear. Okay. What do we got here? Road surface is a little bumpy. Oh, that's going to cause that. Oh, bike wants to maintain equilibrium. So we were going through the corner. It was pretty bumpy, and we're accelerating. So it could be a problem with his shocks, his front suspension. Could have some fork oil leak. Could have some issues there. Could be low tire PSI. He wasn't really accelerating too hard. So to me, it sounds like it's going to be the road surface is really bumpy and port maintenance on the bike, which is going to cause that. Now, what's happening there is handlebars are attached to those front forks, which is attached to the tire. So what do you think the tire's doing? It's doing this too. That front tire's doing that, which is going to cause your hands to do this. Not much you can really do at that point. You're kind of a victim of physics at this point, but the bike does want to find balance. So hopefully it does. At this point, check your pants, because you're going to have to get a new pair. All right. Nice little mob ride. We're going to do some wheelies. I'm probably going to dump the bike. There it is. So when we talk about the Smart Rider principles here, the acquires and use personal protective equipment, this is kind of why, because once we hit, we are sliding. Now we're sliding on our stomach. We're sliding on our knees and our pelvis area, and our face hits the ground. We have gloves, our hands, right? Arms, all up in here, getting road rash. And if you guys didn't know, and I know it's different in some places, is this line right here is about 20 to 25 feet. Doesn't look like it when you're driving, right? And then the gap in between the line is about 30, close to 40 feet. I could be wrong on some things because different places have different things, but he's sliding at least a football field. So imagine sliding, well, maybe not this guy, but he's sliding like at least half a football field on gravelly asphalt, which is basically sandpaper, and your skin will start getting ripped away. So allow your gear to get ripped away, not your skin. So at this point, what can you do when it comes to rescue? First, yeah, pull off to the side, ensure your own safety, call 911. I think in this group ride, they're going to check first before calling 911 because they might be doing something illegal. But yeah, take care of that road rash. It's not good. All right, my buddy riding through a metal thunderstorm. No panic. All right, very nice. Filming with a potato. It's very good. Okay, can't see much. Oh, oh. Is he getting up? That was interesting. I'm more concerned with the guy that hit the car. Okay. So how did that happen, everybody? Right in the chat. I'm going to give you like 2 seconds and I'm going to just start explaining it. 1, 2. A little too fast in the corner. A little too fast in the corner. What happens when you accelerate? You guys know this. What happens when you accelerate? You start to go straight. Okay, my beard is a little nuts right there. You start to go straight. Okay? When you accelerate, you start to go straight. So when we're in a corner and you accelerate, we need to make the corner. So don't accelerate super hard. You're going to start wanting to go straight. This is why when MotoGP and like a bunch of different advanced riding skills is that if you do want to accelerate into a corner, you do have to give it a good body angle. You have to start leaning in to the corner, allow the bike to be a little bit more upright, and allow that concave of the tire to kind of lean in with it just a little bit and make that turn. Or if you're just a brand new rider, how about you do a little bit slower? You don't have to worry about these advanced techniques. Just go a little bit slower, enjoy the ride. So we have that impact. It's going to be a sudden deceleration. How do we rescue? And first, we have to remain calm. We're going to have a bunch of debris. Handled it well. Pull off to the side, call 911. Make sure that you can actually stop any major bleeds because this guy is not going to be doing too well. So when it comes to mechanism of injury on that one, it's going to be that right side of his his left side of his body that hit the motor or hit the car. So we have left leg issues, possibly. Maybe right or left hand and arm. But more likely that left leg. So him not getting up out of the road is not a good thing. You can kind of help him out if you need to, but mainly control traffic until everything is safe to do. All right, Dutch Motorcycle Madness. All right, lane filtering. What are some common problems when it comes to lane filtering? Escape paths. You really only have acceleration and deceleration. It's hard to swerve. What do you guys think is going to happen here? This is what typically happens with the lane filtering thing. 3, 2, 1. We're going to have a car pull out in front of us. Let's see if that happens.
Where the biker quickly learned how dangerous speeding can be. The driver without any signaling or
watch out for those big gaps like that one on the left. Okay.
In front of the approaching rider.
Gap on the right. Oh, nice little impact. We didn't even get to see it ahead of time. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. So that gap right there on the right, I think the white car hits him then. Yep. Watch out for those gaps. So when it comes to this, if you are paying attention, 360 situation awareness, which is what you should be doing on the motorcycle, when I said there's an escape, either accelerate or decelerate, if you see those blinkers and you're like right here, because you can kind of see like the indicator, accelerate out of there. Just real quick, accelerate out of there. Get yourself out of there. It's hard to pay attention. Sometimes it happens without you noticing. This is why we wear gear just in case we get into an accident. Exchange information, good to go.
In this situation, it's worth noting that the rider was lucky and avoided
45. We're doing pretty good speed here, not too bad. Is this person going to come into our lane? Nope, we got a... Oh, dear. Oh, dear. We got a deer. Thankfully hit the car. Not us. Watch out for a ricochet, though. If you didn't get hit, just go ahead and get out of there. All right, what are we doing here? Oh,
he's in this lane. Looks like he's going to make this turn right here. Right? He's still pulling up. I look down. Got to check my speed. I was like, not speeding. And he starts turning. Right? He starts turning
Thought I was hearing something there.
Usually when you make a turn, you're not turning into the oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
You're gonna come all the way
Good
down,
after action
and you're
review.
gonna go right to where you need to be in like your lane. Brake. My foot was already on the rear brake. At this point, there is nothing I can do. This guy has just made a turn, and it like,
Yeah.
where is he even going, bro? Like, he literally turned so early. Like, there's nothing there.
Okay. Yeah. There's nothing there. Let's take a look at the actual incident. Okay, so he said there's nothing he can do. He had his foot on the rear brake. Great after action review. Let's go ahead and add a little bit to it. So foot on the rear brake. So your total stopping power is mainly 80% front brake, 20% rear brake. So if you do want to slow down, you're going to have to do really good front brake progressive braking. That's going to hopefully buy you some time, slow you down a lot more than just applying the rear brake. So maybe a little bit of a panic there. What else can we do? Remember, escape paths. It's not just braking, not just acceleration. We can swerve left or swerve right. Now, swerving right, we're going to be entering the area that's closing off where the guy is going. So you already kind of know that. So this is why we have to be quick. Okay, this is why practice, because in an emergency situation, you're going to fall to your lowest level of training. So this is why we practice our swerves. So he could have swerved left. Now, once again, there's a lot of different things that could have happened. You know, maybe this is going to happen no matter what, but we're trying to learn from it. So we could have swerved left, applied some front brake to slow us down, and then swerved left if we needed to. There are a few things that we could have done, and this is a common thing that happens to motorcyclists and other cars. And obviously, we were hoping that he was going to wait, right? But always anticipate. Overall, crappy situation. Not much you could have done, but let's see if we can get it right before the blur, so we can see the. Yeah, we didn't really swerve at all. We kind of just froze and applied that rear brake. It's hard to say because I wasn't there and it's not me.
So you're gonna come all already on the rear brake.
Yeah.
And it like, where is he even?
So typically when you see after action reviews, and I get a lot of flack for this, typically when you see people do their own after action reviews, they focus on what the other person should have done versus taking accountability and be like, okay, what is it that I could have done? Now, it's one thing, yeah, go ahead and do like what they should have done. Yeah, they should have done this. They should have waited. They should have pulled out later, all these things. But it's like, you know what? What could I have done differently? And that's what we do here on this channel. We've put ourselves in the motorcyclist shoes. We figure out what we could have done better. No shame, whatever it is. He's the one dealing with the injuries. But still, we're trying to learn from it.
Bro. Like, he literally turned into him.
All right, no, my motorcycle caught on fire. What a bad day I had. Okay. What are we doing here? Kind of slowing down. Something's happening. Oh, I see some smoke.
Quickly jumped off the bike and assisted the fire.
Just put the side stand down. Call it a day. Oh, geez. There you go. Side stand. Get off the bike. This is probably copyrighted music. Let's go ahead and do that. So, what's catching fire? Oh, fairing caught something. Melted, basically. There you go. Kick it away. Remove the damage. Thankfully, nothing. I wonder what happened there. That's not typical, especially if it's OEM. If it was aftermarket, I could see. Maybe fitment wasn't great. Okay, interesting. All right, moving on. Nice little view, little 360 camera on the chest. That works. We're right on the chin. Okay. Oh, geez, lost control. Okay, so going in and out like that, maybe don't do that. Don't do a little wiggle. There you go.
This is a good example of how.
What are these? Okay, quads. I was like, man, these are like old school Jeeps, but they're not.
We're riding in a group.
Oh no, wasn't paying attention. Oh, we were turning right. That guy hit, basically T-boned us. Thankfully, he didn't hit our legs. That would have been bad. You could put a Cardo pack talk on one of these on these helmets and start talking to each other. It prevents a lot. Communication is super important. JC rides. Let's take a look. Oh, buddy just crashed. Remember how far I talked about how like he's sliding? So looped it a little bit. He's got leathers though. That's good. At least on his bottoms. Maybe he's got a jacket over the top of a one piece. Okay. So right there, I just want to point out like this is actually kind of a good thumbnail. 1 second. Okay. I want to point out this though. Because that, I mean, that's that. So if you are like, if you need to do like a stop and you need to like turn off your bike, I get it. You don't need to reach off your left hand to turn the key. You can grab your right finger, your right thumb, and hit that button right there. It's the same thing. It's the engine shut off. This will turn off your battery. It'll shut off the engine and turn off the battery. This will shut off the engine. And then once you put the side stand down, then you can turn off the battery. This way you can at least keep both hands on the handlebars when you come to a stop like that. See that right there. But this right here, what are you going to do? You going to rescue your buddy? Yeah, hopefully you can. He's walking. That's good. Walking wounded's good. Going to lift the bike up. Oh, geez, it's peeing. You're not going to... It's not going to run. All right, here we go. Martin Prager.
That the huge amount
That's the name of the guy.
caught him off guard in the corner, and which ended with an unpleasant
2017, it says right there on the bottom. Interesting.
fall for him.
Oh, did our buddy hit us? Oh, let me listen to what Motostar said.
That the huge amount of gravel caught him off guard.
Gravel.
Corner,
Gravel,
which
yeah.
ended with an unpleasant fall for him.
A little bit of a gravel issue. It can happen. It happens. We weren't going fast. If we were going fast, it would have been a lot worse. It was just a fall versus a fall slide off the mountain. So it happens. Watch out for gravel. I wanted to figure out how he did that. The GoPro, or not the 360, because I want to do that on my bike. Anyways, here we go. What do you think? I'm just going to guess. What's that pattern called, everybody? Might as well take it as an opportunity to refresh a pattern. Write it in the chat. Write it in the chat. What's the pattern that we typically see? That we see open lane patterns, right? Okay, side of the vehicle. It's the side of the vehicle. Side of the vehicle. That indicates that there is an intersection and a possible path of travel violation. Possible path of travel violation.
They watching me. Come on now, lady. Come on now, lady. Come on, man. What?
Why were we slowing down?
See this?
Why were we slowing down? We were 35.
I mean, got my blinker on.
Oh, he's turning left. Okay. He's turning left.
Come on now, lady. Come on now, lady. Come on, man. What?
He did good, though. He did good. So here's the thing. What I like about this, he is turning. He has his indicator. He's even talking about it, right? Instead of fighting to get inside, to put himself in a kind of a dangerous position, he missed his entrance, and he's going to go to the next one. So think about doing that on exit ramps. If you miss it and it's too dangerous to kind of cut across, you're like, oh, crap, it's coming up. Go to the next one. Don't rush across. Okay? So this one right here, good job. He saw it. Too dangerous. Going to go to the next one. I want you guys to do that. Don't put yourself in a bad spot.
Come on now, lady. Come on now, lady. Come on, man. What?
Don't put yourself in a bad spot. Very good. I like this.
I can't even because the lady kept coming out. What's wrong with you?
You did fine. Yeah, it's fine. Don't get angry. That's another part is regulate some of those emotions, okay? It's okay. It's not a big deal. Oh, geez. Good job with the brakes on the scooter. That's an interesting illegal U-turn. That's an interesting illegal U-turn. So we're passing on a double, though. So, I mean, like, overall, this is just a bad spot here. Everything's illegal. But good job with the progressive braking. So if you don't know what that is, I've mentioned it a little bit, is that you're going to squeeze that front brake a little bit. You're going to get a little bit of weight on that front tire, and then you're going to squeeze more and more and more and more and more. And you can do that quickly. First, start off slow, get that going, and then you can squeeze more and more and more and more and more, more quick, okay? Yeah, both at fault on this. But good job with the little micro swerve at the end. Handled it. Exactly, Kevin. Might be a few minutes late if you miss the exit. Will definitely be late if you have to get hip surgery. Or you're just dead. All right, here we go. J Sands roundabouts. I love these things. Watch out for anybody coming out and trying to hit you. Or low siding. Oh, geez. Okay, so in this situation, right, remember escape paths. Got to find those escape paths, right? Intersections, corners, when you start seeing sides of the vehicles, lane splitting or lane filtering and everything like that, you're going to be in orange stage. You're going to be ready to act, okay? So like I said, part of the MTC awareness stages. So here, we're in orange stage. We are focused on hazards that could be coming out, and typically hazards, side of the vehicle, typically hazards are that. People will come out in front of you. So when we get up to here and we see that they're not slowing down, they should be slowing down. You notice how they didn't? What you can do is, especially if we're in a tight corner like this, if we apply the brakes, we're going to fall in. An escape path is to go where you're originally planning on going and maybe accelerate a little bit once you get past that and then make that turn. Target fixate. So target fixate on your exit and then target fixate again. Adjust. What do we got here? Is this an open lane pattern? Is this person going to come into our lane? Because that lane is going a little too slow? Let's find out. Good job with the space cushion. That person's going to come over. Not a big deal. Maintain a staggered approach with other vehicles. Pretend you're in a group ride with cars. So now we're blind spot. Now we're side by side. Now we got an issue. Now we got to swerve. There it is. Open lane pattern right there. So if you don't know what we're talking about, if you're brand new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. But what we talk about with open lane pattern is that if you're in your own lane, nice little open spot right here, right? We have a vehicle right here slowing down or going a little too slow for this person's taste. They don't even check their mirrors. They don't check their blind spot, and they just go. Okay? So if you're side by side or in a blind spot, you're going to get sideswiped. This is why I like to ride staggered. It looks like they're staggered right here, right? So if this person swerves left, not going to hit this car. This person swerves right, not going to hit this car. This person swerves left, not going to hit us. And that's why we ride staggered in groups, because if there's a hazard for this guy and he has to swerve, he's not going to hit you. Okay? So I ride staggered as best I can with other vehicles, and if it's kind of like blocked up traffic and it's not a good situation, I focus heavily on just like maintaining my escapes at all times and being hyper alert.
I got it on camera. It's all on camera. Use your eyes. Use your eyes.
And there's no point in really arguing, because like we know what's happening, right? So if you have an understanding of what's happening, you don't really need to argue it. You kind of know what's happening. They shouldn't have done it? Yeah. But I saved myself. I'm not a big deal. All right. We got a side of the vehicle right there coming out. What are they going to do? Nothing? Yep. Everything. Okay. So we're going to have to swerve a little bit right. Can't really see much. Don't know. But we probably applied the brakes, let them in. They wanted to switch all the way over to the left. Handled it pretty well. Oh, geez. This guy's badass. He's so cool. I bet all the ladies like him. Let me guess, he's... Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Listen to Spotify. What is he listening to? What is he listening to? All right, anyways, let's go. A little horn. Lots of pedestrians. Side of the pedestrian coming up. Nope, just the car kind of pulling out. It wasn't a big deal, dude. Wasn't a big deal. Look how much room you had. Look how much room you had. Yeah, maybe they took your lane, but look how much room you have. No reason to get upset. I hope your hand hurts. Here we go. That's right, be adaptive. Let's focus on the class here. Oh, open lane pattern. Let's get my head out of the way on that one. Open lane pattern. We switched lanes because we recognized too, so we did our own version of it. This vehicle doesn't want to be behind that semi, sees an open lane. Anticipate that, start rolling off the throttle. Makes your life a lot easier. Found the escape though. Found the escape. Somebody yelling? So they came out on us. Not a big deal. I think it was more like an open lane pattern thing too. Let's take a look. So did we just switch lanes too? Maybe. So they got in front of us. We're kind of fighting for the lane. And it's probably because that white vehicle was too slow for them. Okay, well, let's see what happens here. Thanks for the end card. I can't see anything. Okay, not a big deal. Thank you so much, MotoStars, for actually putting out a video. Guys, make sure you check out the store. Links in description for 20% off. Do these live streams every Thursday at around 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I will be seeing you guys on the next video. All right, that was a long video. That was a good one, though, right? That was a good one. I like that one. We got another one, guys. We have another one. Let's get some music going. We got another one. All right. How's everybody doing here? How's everybody doing here? Okay, so what happened to me on Highway 126? We're passed on the shoulder by similar. Oh, geez. You got some. The chat's going a little nuts. Guys, eat some pizza. You guys are hangry. You guys are a little hangry. I mean, I know I took the crayons out and you guys can't eat those, but I mean, I went to Costco, got a bunch of pizzas. You're just half drunk? Okay, I get that. I get that. From last night or you started this morning? Pizza gave you heartburn? I'm sorry, TJ. I'm sorry. Grab yourself a slice of pizza. I don't know why none of you sit up front. Why do you guys sit way in the back? I don't get that. Look how big my hand is. You guys are obnoxious. You guys are obnoxious. What did everybody do this week? We're gonna get back into the crashes and close calls, but we're doing a quick little intermission for you guys to grab yourself a pizza, take a little pee-pee break, put your headphones in so you can pay attention. Maybe you can chat. Make sure you wash your hands. What'd you guys do this week? I'm gonna look at my schedule and see what I did. I went. Let's turn that music down just a little bit. Yeah, I did a nice little ruck yesterday. A little 6.35 mile ruck yesterday. A little 20-pounder. Did pretty good. I signed up for the Phoenix Spartan race next month, February 16th. It's a Sunday, so that weekend, 15th, 16th. I don't remember what exact day, but Sunday. Do a little Spartan sprint. I'm going to try to run it. Not really going to. I paid for the photo package, so I'm not going to take my phone. So you will see some of the photos on my Instagram. What else did I do? Had a great time. That's on Sunday. Great time yesterday. Good meals, good fellowship and whatnot. And I also signed up. I'm part of a Ragnar relay team. Part of a Ragnar relay team. I'm going to be in Utah in May. And I'm going to be running with a group of guys, maybe gals, I don't know. Just got on the team with my friends. We're going to do a nice little Ragnar relay. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then I'm snowboarding next week. But yeah, just kind of working. PT on your leg. Okay, almost saw an SUV get destroyed by an 18-wheeler just now. Oh, interesting. Hopefully you're not driving and watching this. Programmed a couple of microcontrollers successfully. That is learned how to do it. Good job. It's always fun to learn something new. So able to tune this. Hey, Lunar, it's been a while. Yeah, I remember that name. We had a water main break. No running water for 2. Oh, Jesus. Successfully procrastinated at work. I have my New Year's resolution is not to do that, but I've been kind of hooked on Instagram Reels, and just before I know it, it's been 20 minutes, and I'm like, I just been laughing and crying this whole time. I want a pool tourney. Nice, TJ. I want to get into pool. Again. I had a lot of fun. Did 9 pull-ups, record, rode in snow, negative 10 degrees Celsius to get milk, signed up kids to BJJ. Hey, good job. Get those kids learning how to, fight so they don't have to fight because they'll know how strong and powerful they are. There's nothing wrong with being dangerous. The only thing that's wrong with that is that if you use it in a malicious way. It's good to have that defense. I'm glad that you're doing that. Keep it up. 9 pull-ups, though, dude. That's... I think most people can't even do 5 or 2. Most people can't even do 2. I should probably test myself. I do 4 sets of 12 and I feel pretty good. And I've been adding weight. So I want to see if I can do 20. My record was 29 when I was younger. Made a parametric configurable open SCAD shroud for pin headers. Don't know what that means, but it sounds impressive. Sounds like CAD, but it's SCAD. That's a little different. I had a CAD class in high school, but we had to draw back in the day and use rulers. No pizza, Dan. I'm eating clean all day, every day, introducing sprints into the work. Dude, sprints, your glutes and your hams and quads are going to be juicy. Are you doing hill sprints or like doing hit where it's like you sprint like, I don't know, 20 yards and then walk back 20 yards and then sprint. You don't really get a break. It's like, sprints are so good. They're so hard though. I love it though. Love how I feel after that. My son was a TKD black belt at 12. So I was a Taekwondo black belt at 11. It was fun. You get to the point where you can start teaching. So cool. Proud of him. It's not easy. It's not easy. 30-day free alcohol. I've been doing dry January, so it's 16. I don't drink a lot, but it's 16 days, and I feel great. Feel great. This week I'm gonna be wrenching on R1 with my daughter. Nice. She wants to learn. Hey, good fellowship time, good bonding moment. Don't yell at her for holding the flashlight wrong, or do, so you can give her a core memory that a lot of us millennials have. Yeah, dude. You guys had a great... I love it. I love seeing what you guys have been up to. Love seeing what you guys have been up to. Got tickets to the biggest motorcycle convention in the Nordics happening at the end of the month. Ren, that sounds awesome. Yes, it's Missy. Same here. I did say I want to do the whole year. Man, I really want a White Russian. A nice little White Russian, some half and half, a little bit of Kahlua, maybe add a little rum chata to it. Maybe mess around a little bit with the... Ooh. Oh, man. So what I decided was that I can only have... I didn't put a cap on it, but I'm not going to get drunk. But I can only have a drink once I send in the book to get published. So, am I the dude? Yeah. Somebody keeps coming to my apartment and pissing on my carpet. Pissing on my rug. I just want to get a new rug. I like to go bowling. My buddy had a heart attack. But everything's fine. How you doing, Darth Jader, TJ Clark? You got that. You got that. We need to figure out a way for you to bring back the horse. Oh my gosh, Vlad. That is an oldie. Woo-wee. If you guys don't know what we're talking about here, I used to do some horse head stuff. Put on a horse head when I was all like shredded. Go and do races. There's some videos. I don't know if they're unlisted. They might be public. If you go to my videos, because I got like thousands of them, and I think you can do it nowadays on YouTube, because they took it away for a bit. If you go to oldest first, you're gonna see some horsehead stuff. The horsehead stuff. Do a Spartan race with a horsehead. I have done that. I didn't run it, but when it came to the obstacles, I put it on. I have done that. I think there might be an unlisted video of me running a race in Verona, California, in a thong, a G-string thong. That might still be unlisted. So, I was a different at Verona. I was a different person back in the day. I ran it with a bunch of firefighting guys, and I did almost get in trouble at work. Conduct unbecoming a firefighter. It's my day off. Calm down. I didn't really party, but that was like the original Dan the Fireman alter ego, just like doing anything and everything, taking risks. And here I am, took a risk on teaching people how to ride motorcycles. Kind of weird, right? I do have a photo. All right. You guys talked me into it. Calm down. You talked me into it. Let's see if I can find that photo. You guys can scroll back and pause if you want to. Hey, you started it. You mentioned Horsehead, Vlad. You mentioned that. You mentioned it. Woo-wee. I ran that race so fast with all that horsepower. Oh my gosh, just demolished everybody. Yeah, I was jacked back then, right? I'm getting back there. I'm getting back there. Getting back there. Oof. I worked out today. Did a bunch of push-ups. Yeah, I was... If any of you guys screenshot that and tag me on an Instagram story, I might share that. I might share that. Might share that. All right. Hey, we didn't lose too many people. Catching up with everyone. It was really cold. It's Missy. It was snowing when I was getting there, and it was raining. It was muddy. It was really cold. And I didn't have a male G-string. I just bought like a woman's one. So there was not a lot of coverage. And it was difficult. It was cold. I do have a recording of it, though. I wore a GoPro on my head. But I will not share that. That's for me to watch every night before I go to bed. All right, we got to get started on this. This is gonna be the last video of the stream. This way I can get back to actual work. Okay, guys. How's snowboarding compared to riding as in difficulty? Actually, that's a great question. That's a great question because I use target fixation. So my first time snowboarding was in Big Bear. And the instructor said, look where you want to go. That was my first time really thinking about or like understanding what target fixation was. And so when you look where you want to go, and I've used this in the past when it came to like motorcycle instruction. When you look where you want to go, look where your shoulders go. See where your shoulders go? So if you're looking, like if you want to make a left turn on a snowboard or a motorcycle, if you look where you want to go, that's going to happen. So when people are like riding straight and they look back, they're starting to move off into their lane. If you're going through a corner, you're naturally going to be in that position. Same thing with snowboarding. You look where you want to go, your hips also move, which moves the snowboard that direction. So you either have to be very cognizant and aware and look where you want to go, but then keep your upper body correct, or you actually go with it. So it's kind of a lot alike. But difficulty, I would say about the same, because if you know friction zone, throttle control, you can pretty much ride a motorcycle. Excuse me. When it comes to snowboarding, it's actually more dangerous. Snowboarding is actually a little bit more dangerous. Please wear a helmet. You could have a fractured wrist here and there for falling down. But there's like a lot more athletic body control that you're gonna have to do with snowboarding. Your calves are gonna be sore so bad. At least until your body gets used to it. Motorcycling, I think, is a little bit easier. I think it's a little bit easier. Yeah. Yeah, a lot more balancing because the bike wants to balance itself. You have to balance this, and then you can't have like the lip of the board like hit the snow and then you flip over. So you have to always keep the lip up wherever you're kind of going. So it's just, yeah. Motorcyclists are better at skiing. Interesting. I've always wanted to try skiing, but I just love snowboarding. I'm getting to the age now where being on the mountain might not be the thing anymore. I have partially torn ACLs from my last Fire Academy. I have snowboarded since then. I snowboarded 3 years ago. Yeah, you don't want to catch the edge. All right, guys, we got to get going. We're going to start on this next video. 106 likes, very good. 106 of you in here. Very nice. Let's see if we can get more likes. Let's get to 200 if we can, but we're going to jump into this one. Let's go ahead and let's get this moving up. All right, and we'll just leave it on that screen right there. All right, we're going to do the whole ad thing. You guys know how it goes, right? So we're going to do the ad for the Smart Rider drills. All right, so 3, 2, 1. What is up, everybody? Dan and the Fireman here. We're going to be going over some crashes and close calls, figuring out how they happen so that we can not do them ourselves, especially if you're a brand new rider. But instead of just focusing on this, go out into a parking lot and practice some drills. These are parking lot drills. You don't need a big parking lot. There's 20 drills in here. If you get the cone kit, it comes with 10 cones. That's all you need anyways. But there is a sale going on right now in the shop. Links in the description. Go practice 20. You're going to get 20% off of either just the drill booklet or the cone kit that comes with the drills. Practice those tight turns, figure eights, the U-turns, all that stuff, especially if you're going to be practicing for your test that might be coming up, or if you just want to get better. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We do have some crashes here. Very good. MotoStar is finally coming out with some stuff. Here we go.
In today's episode,
Oh, he's got a pack talk.
There's
There's also a link in the description for 10% off with the pack talk.
Learn something from them, so
Ooh, that guy came really close. I think he might have did that on purpose. Maybe not. Who knows? But that's one of the problems and one of the hazards out there. So focus up front. Go ahead and get a little bit closer in that space cushion. Oh. If you guys don't know what he just did, I want to point this out. If you're in a group ride, this is very important information to do, especially if you can't talk to each other on a Cardo Pack Talk. It's much better to do it that way. Him putting his right leg out. That indicates there is road debris to the right. Or, there we go. We'll do that. Road debris to the right. Doesn't have to take the hands off the handlebars. He's indicated there's road debris. That guy's having a swerve. Very good. But he's indicating to us in the back that there's road debris. That's pretty cool. You don't get to see that very often. Good swerve. Amazing swerve. Another good swerve. You don't want to run over that, but if you have to, might have to. Good job. Yeah, that's a Cardo Pack Talk edge. Very nice. Close shave. Student driver almost hit me. Oh, geez. That's a beautiful area. Is that like the old Microsoft wallpaper? Ooh, look at the swerve. Very good swerve here, too. I love it. That's going to be in his, he went for his escape path. He's swerving out of the way. And it's part of the plan, right? You have to navigate those active hazards. So there it is. Plan method. So we want to position ourselves in a good spot, locate hazard situations. Hey, that's hazardous. Assess. Is it a relevant threat? Yes, it is. We're going to have to navigate ourselves away from it. Not good, but good job with the swerve. Slowed it down, checking his heart rate. Probably going to check real quick right here. Hopefully he has brown pants, so it's not showing. But overall, pretty good. Okay, anybody coming into our lane? No, side of the vehicle. Side of the vehicle. What's going to happen here? No, nothing. Good. Oh, little beamer. Stop! It looks like they reached for that brake, but accidentally applied the gas. They panicked. That BMW driver panicked and accelerated versus stopping. She got a little animated there. So it looks like she panicked and didn't get her foot off the gas. So I think she was trying to apply the brakes, but boop, not very smart. Not very good either. What is this all about? I don't get that part. Let's take a look at the bike, though. We need to get a thumbnail. Gotta make sure the bicep. Gotta make sure that bicep looks good. Here, all right, let's go. Nighttime riding, so we have hazards of visibility.
Somewhat overestimated it.
Good job stopping.
That he's glad he's wearing the right gear that day.
Uh-oh, that means he crashed. So green, double check. Watch out for loss of traction here. Oh. Don't slam the brakes. Okay, so if you see that, that was a little bit of a panic.
At least I caught it on camera.
Yeah, you got it on camera. Thank you.
Nice. Well,
Hopefully the bike's doing fine. He just kind of slid.
at least I caught it on camera.
Oh, hopefully his exhaust is fine.
Damage assessment. Ah, and it's on my leg.
Are those foam noodles on his bike? Anyways, so we come up to here. Let's take a look. So we're doing fine. We picked up speed. Not really that big of a deal, but just kind of watch out for that rear tire to spin out. Okay, as soon as we see this, don't apply the brakes when you're in the water. Don't apply the brakes when you're in the water. Don't accelerate when you're in the water. We're going 43. We're doing fine. We have enough speed to get us out of that situation. So what do? Pull in the clutch. Roll off the throttle. Just kind of coast through it. Keep the handlebars as straight as possible. Maintain good body positioning. Don't like lean off to one side and try to keep them hands straight. No, keep hands straight, upright. Coast through it. Just coast through it. You just go. Because if you accelerate when you're in the water, if you have less traction because of the water, it's going to spin. If you apply the brakes hard in the water, it's just going to slide across. Okay? So just kind of coast through it. And then once you get on the other side, friction zone throttle control, might have to shift gears, to a lower gear, whatever it is. Good. You're good to go. Don't panic. Right here, we panicked. So how we slowed down from 45, and now we're applying the brakes. Rear tire starting to slide out. Probably applied too much rear brake. Let's see if we can see how far that water really goes. So it looks like it was almost ending. And then we just dumped it. Overall, pretty bad situation. But just like he said, just like MotoStar said, is that he wore gear. So part of being a smart rider is acquiring and using personal protective equipment. Just in case our skills fail, we're protected. And protect your bike if you can. It can get pretty expensive, but do your best.
And it's on my leg.
What do we got here? What do we got here? Okay, we switched. Hey, we did an open lane pattern. So if you didn't see the last video that we talked about, we recognized that this car is going slower than what we want. So we moved over. We did the open lane. We switched over lanes. So just realize it's a human behavior. It's not just cars. And we did it to the next lane because we didn't want to be behind this guy. And then there's this side of the vehicle. So we have a line of sight problem. We'll go ahead and go over it. Applied the brakes. Very good with progressive braking so that we can allow that person to go through. So this is an open lane pattern. We switch lanes because we don't want to be stuck behind that vehicle on the right lane. And since we switched lanes, we don't want to be stuck behind the vehicle in the middle lane. So we switched lanes again. Not a big deal. Just do your head checks. Make sure you check your mirrors. Don't worry too much. If there's a car there, just kind of sit there. Not a big deal. But it's a line of sight problem. If you don't know what line of sight is, there it is. So we have a side of the vehicle, line of sight. We cannot see the vehicle coming out because this car is blocking us, which means it's blocking them. But they also jumped out in front of other cars. So that car driver that pulls out in front of everyone, not very smart, but we have an issue with line of sight. So when it comes to positioning for safety, we always want to have good line of sight, escape paths, and a space cushion. We have a great space cushion. We have great line of sight in front of us, but we do see sides of the vehicles. Got to be kind of concerned about that, but do your best. And then, our escape paths could be swerves, brakes, acceleration, all that stuff. So we come up to here. So that person did jump out in front of other cars. Not very smart. The person's applying the brakes, whatever it is. We need to now have good total stopping distance. Now, we don't have to stop. We just have to perceive, react, and start braking. And what we're doing with braking is applying good progressive front braking so that you're going to start to do this a little bit on the bike. When you apply that front brake, that means you got weight on that front tire. You can apply more and more and more to slow down even more and more. And in this situation, all we're trying to do is buy ourselves some time so that we don't run into the side of this vehicle right here. We're not trying to stop because we don't want to get hit by anybody behind us. But if you could do an emergency stop, that's kind of cool. But we're just trying to buy ourselves some time so they can get out of the way. And so when they get out of the way, see where my hand is on the lane. So let's say they're right here and we run into them. Well, if we applied some good progressive braking, we might be able to now get close to them when they're like this, which means they have, or we have, this open gap for that escape path, which is exactly what happens. So this is a really good visual of applying the brakes, open lane patterns, line of sight issue. It's very cool. Barely. I mean, you can see just that small little gap. But if he didn't apply the brakes, the vehicle would be like this, and we would be right here. So applying the brakes bought him time to allow the vehicle to be a little bit further, and so that he could basically get through this escape path behind the vehicle. You see what I mean? So it's not always about stopping. It's not always about swerving. Sometimes it's about applying the brakes really well to buy yourself some time. So practice your braking in a parking lot. So good job on this rider. Good job on him. All right, roundabout, orange stage. We're prepped and ready for anything like the weirdo. Had to lay her down. Had to lay her down. Oh, geez. Uh-oh, our foot. Okay, very good. We got it out of there. So right there, that's, I love footage. I just love footage. So right here, let's see. Let's get our foot back underneath it. Okay, here we go. On motorcycle boots, there's usually like a little puck right on the, I want to say malleus. It's not the malleus. Right on your ankle bone. That little thing that protrudes a little bit. So there's a little puck there, and it's just like like TPU, thermoplastic and everything like that. But that's going to absorb some of that impact just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's going to help out, and it's going to help you so it doesn't collapse on you for the most part. So that could hurt really bad or break your ankle. And so this is why in motorcycle boots you have that crush protection on the side sometimes. And sometimes they're more rigid. And you typically see like super rigid motorcycle boots when it comes to like sport bike boots, MotoGP boots, or like, track day boots, and even off-roading boots. So that it's going to prevent a lot of that collapsing. Regular shoes don't prevent that collapsing. And then also think about your toes too. Okay, your toes are going to get smashed. So just in case something happens, this is another reason why you wear that kind of gear. You wear motorcycle-specific gear. Because that would hurt. That could break an ankle. And if it hit the tib fib, oof, right on the base, like right there, he's hurting. It's a solo. I mean, some insurance, some things, maybe it can help. Watch out for that gravel too. But it was a solo crash. That guy didn't do anything to you. All right, so how do we focus on this? So orange stage, we're prepped and ready. We're focused on anybody wanting to pull out in front of us. We have good, we're covering our brakes so that we can easily perceive and react quicker. So we get up to here. Person is not slowing down. You have to recognize the flow of the speed of the vehicle. If they're not slowing down, you already know something's going to happen. So you have to be constantly scanning for moving objects. So right here, we can either accelerate out or apply better progressive braking. Now, the reason why he fell down, and you're going to learn this if you practice your Smart Rider drills. So you do it in a parking lot, do it under 15 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour. You practice in a parking lot, is that if you have your handlebars turned and then apply the brakes, you're going to fall where you're turned. You're going to fall where you're turned. If you are turning and you feel like you need to apply the brakes, straighten up those handlebars and apply the brakes. That way your bike is balanced. So the reason why he fell down to his left is because he was in the middle of a turn and applied the brakes. That's typical what happens when you apply the brakes with the handlebars turned like that. You can accelerate out or straighten up the handlebars and apply the brakes to get yourself out of there. A lot of good lessons in this video. I love it. Good job, MotoStars. Ooh, Crash's new Supermoto. Supermoto is really good for Smart Rider drills. I'm thinking about getting one just so I can compete with you guys. So you can do it the fastest. That looks like a dirt bike. I can see some knobbies. Oh, geez. Oh, right arm. Lost control. Reached for it. Ouchie, 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 ouchie. Broken elbows are no fun. Sliding, check your butt. You ripped up your pants. Hopefully you didn't break your coccyx. You got road rash on your butt. It's going to suck to take a poop for a while. There's some road rash. Not too bad. So if we can take a look at it, So there's 3 levels, just like thermal burns. So thermal burns, you get, you know, first, second, and third degree burn from like fire or heat, right? So first degree, it's like a really bad sunburn. Second degree, you got blisters. Third degree, you kind of burned the top layer of your skin. Nerve endings are no longer, you know, affected because they're burnt off. So same thing with road rash. You have level 1, 2, and 3. You could have a 4. 4 is you're just missing pieces. So it's more like trauma, like bad trauma. So we have some lacerations. These look like a little capillary. This right here, this red, that's a level 1. That's a level 1. It could be level 2. Parts of it could be level 2, like a little bit here, a little bit there, all that stuff. So level 1, bad rug burn or bad like sunburn feel. Not very good. Don't like it. It's instant. You're not going to like it. Level 2, your nerve endings are kind of poking out and exposed. Very painful. Very painful. That's why the blisters really, really hurt. But same thing with this. You just have some like dust and debris right here. Maybe some pain, but that's pretty much like dirt. But that right there, that redness right here, that's road rash. That's level 1 and 2. Not fun. Where do you think you have motorcycle abrasion resistance or crash resistance stuff, road rash resistance? You have it on your motorcycle jacket right here on the arms coming up. It's going to rip up the jacket, but it's not going to rip up your skin. And you saw how quick that was. You saw how quick that was. Please wear gear. Please wear gear.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. All right, here we go.
Gloves actually don't look that bad.
In this situation,
Good space cushion. I like it. I like to park like right here. Off to the side. Just off to the side. You've seen it. People back up. Also, I could just go ahead and escape this way if I needed to. I'd like parking at the sides.
it looks like the rider gave too much throttle and leaned in too far.
Ooh,
Don't
tight
let the
turn.
valuable lesson
Kind of a tight turn. Don't give it too much throttle on these turns. Just maintain speed. There it is. Just maintain speed around the corner, and once you get straight, accelerate.
First crash.
So when you accelerate super hard in a corner like that, your tires can start losing some traction because you need traction to make a turn. You need traction to accelerate. You need traction to decelerate, which is braking for the most part. So if you're using a lot of traction to turn, because you saw his lean angle, let's take a look at his lean angle. Okay, so you need a lot of traction on that lean angle. And then if you're accelerating, you need a lot of traction to accelerate. So if you only have so much traction on those tires, because if they're not the greatest tires, you're going to use up all of it. And when you use up all of it, it's going to spin. It's not going to grab the ground, and you're going to lose it. So what I mentioned, so here, yeah, go ahead, fine, have the lean angle, but don't give it too much speed. Or remove the lean angle, maybe give it a little bit more speed, and you should be fine. I prefer not a lot of lean angle, easy speed, maybe 15, 20 miles an hour through the intersection, and then once I'm straight, I'll give it some speed. Because another thing that can take your traction, gravel, oil, random road debris. So I don't know if that's there. I try to avoid it, but I'm not going to put myself in this situation and have random road debris, gravel, and oil, because that will just mess you up. So take it nice and easy through it. Take it nice and easy through it.
Oh. Oh my God. First crash.
So that's what happened. I consider it kind of like a beginner mistake. But it happens. That's why you wear gear.
Whoa, no, that's
Oh,
not
it's
good.
peeing. It's not good at all. What's up, buddy?
I can't hear it.
This is the vehicle. Okay. Is it an open lane pattern? Is he gonna switch to left lane? You see how that our lane is moving faster? Oh no. Okay.
I can't.
That was a pattern there.
Ahead of me.
He's just not paying. He's just moving around. Oh geez. Moved out. That was an open lane pattern. That left lane. If there's road rage in this, we're just gonna skip that part. But that left lane is going slower than that vehicle right there that wants. They're going to switch over. We're in the blind spot. They didn't check their blind spot or check their mirrors or even did a head check. They just kind of moved over. So when I talk about open lane pattern, These vehicles are going slower than this person wants. There you see this big open lane. They're going to go towards the lane because they're looking up here. They're not looking over here. They're just going to switch. I don't like being in blind spots for that reason. Now, what can we do if they start switching over? Don't fight for the lane. That dude's going to win. Move to the next one. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Congratulate yourself for seeing it ahead of time. Good job moving over. Love it.
Oh, hell no. I got a bone to pick with him.
I don't care. Don't care. Cops. Okay, cool. Don't care. Come on, Motostars. Please tell me this is not the whole video. There we go.
Red light to get bros.
Jeez, we just used up the whole video, Motostars. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But anyways, moving on this one. Wear some gear, please. Jacket and pants, gloves, boots, helmet. We got a helmet. Very good. We got gloves. Very good. Probably regular shoes. Looks like some leggings. At least he's safe. All right, here we go. What happens? Nice little body angle. Not too bad. Oh, geez. Got to swerve. Oh. See how he stood upright? It's going to mess up his swerve. Keep leaning into the turn. Lost some traction on the rear tire, maybe? Yeah, applied the brakes a little too hard. If you're doing it, do it. Like, he was already in the middle of that turn. Maintain the turn. Because once he stood up, he starts going a little straight. Focus. Like, oh, crap. My exit's over there. I got to really get into it. See how he, like, straightened up? Yeah, go ahead and just continue your best. You're already on the path. Got super lucky. This feels like Cyberpunk 20... Yeah, with, like, all the mods. You guys seen those videos?
This clip is a great reminder of why it's important to avoid painted road markings, which can be extremely slippery on wet surfaces.
Okay, so the white marking. Yeah, a little traction control. Good job. Good job. Good job, because here's the thing. Most people panic and then look straight, and then he would have crashed into the car. So he kept his target fixation on his exit, which is the road. So very good. Watch. So he's going to slip. Most people, see, right now, his camera is right here. He adjusts and looks this way and makes it. So very good. You see how it changed? Let's watch that one more time. Because that's important, because your target fixation is a tool to get yourself out of situations. It's not a curse. You have to train your brain to focus on where you're supposed to be going.
Slippery on wet surfaces.
And some soft braking, exactly. Did very good. Handled it very well. Oh, no. What do you think is going to happen here, everybody?
Because it's a big one. And you can already see there's not much traction on the bottom. So I'm not afraid to try.
Do we have some ice coming up? Yep, right there.
I do want to see.
Ooh, we got some snow. Here we go.
Likely be coming back down.
That's gonna be a tough one.
So
that's gonna be tough. See if you can do it. See if you can do it.
There it goes.
Just ran out of traction. Just ran out of
turn signals.
Yeah. Just ran out of traction. Now we go down the hill. Oh. Okay. I almost crashed due to icy road.
No.
So tight turn from a stop right here. Lost a little traction. I mean, icy road. So you're going to have traction control problems when it comes to rain, gravel, snow, things on the road. So be very careful. Slower on the acceleration. You're going to have to be slower on the braking. So what does that mean when it comes to slower on the acceleration? It means that when you have to escape fast, it's going to be delayed. So you have to be extra aware and perceive even quicker. Same with the braking. If your braking is going to be slower because you don't want to lose traction, it means you have to be extra aware and then keep a good space cushion in these types of situations. Don't drive or ride like you would if it was a dry road or a sunny road or sunny time and all that stuff. You're going to have to adjust and give yourself more room to react and perceive.
Whoa. No.
Oh, beginner mistake. Lost a little balance. Lost a little balance. Keep your handlebars straight as best you can.
Dursun öyle.
This happens to people that are short like me where they can't touch the ground. They're like this. That's why I have a Honda Rebel so I can flat foot it.
Var mı bir şey?
Turn around, lift it up.
Gel bu tarafa dursun. Geç.
There you go.
Kaldırırız.
That's going to hurt your back. Okay. This feels like it's on a green screen, doesn't it? Does he have like a light on his helmet? Okay, person pulled out in front of you. Good job with applying the brakes. Very good. Handled. Awesome. Not a big deal. You applied the brakes. You didn't get a close. It wasn't really a close call. All right, so snowy road. Okay, looks like it's pretty well kept. Not too bad. Watch out for anybody turning in front of you. You have an intersection coming up, so you're going to be in orange stage, a little bit prepped and ready for anything like that. There it is. Good job rolling off the throttle, applying a little bit of brakes, let them through, moving on. Happens, even in cars, but it's scarier on a motorcycle because we don't have that protection. All right, we're lane filtering. Car hits your leg. Well, don't pull out in front of them.
What are you doing?
I like to maintain like that lane filtered position all the way to the front and just stay there.
Oh.
Ashtray. Okay. Okay, we're sitting here. I like to be. I'm gonna keep saying it, guys. I like to be right here. I can see ahead. I can accelerate through. I don't have to worry about anybody backing up into me. Off to the side, guys. Off to the side. Oh, come on. That's gross. Okay, we don't really care too much about that. Oh, is that the end of the video? Motostars, no, don't waste it on the end of that video. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. Thank you, Motostars. Once again, check out the store, links in description. Use the discount code, 20% off of the drill booklet and the cone kit, which comes with the drill booklet. It also comes with a downloadable version of all that stuff when you buy it. So you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff with 20% off till the end of the month of January 2025. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Make sure you guys plan your ride. And I'll see you on the next live stream, which is typically Thursdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right. See you guys later. All right. These were much better this time around. Much better. Really enjoyed this one. Typically we do like 2 or 3. Or I'm sorry, like 3 or 4. But we're only doing 2 today, so I can edit these. I do have 2 from last week that I just didn't want to use. I just didn't want to use those. They didn't feel good. They didn't feel good. So I'm not gonna. It is what it is. But these ones are pretty good. A lot of good lessons. I might cut these up into halves. Little halvesies. We'll see how they go. But 3 new members today, 124 likes, 129, 121 of you in here. It's got to update. Check out the store. Links at the top of the chat. It's also in the description here. And I'm going to start working a little bit more on some other stuff to get these things going, like the book. And I'll keep you updated on Instagrams. Okay, guys? With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Grab a slice of pizza. And I will see you later. I'm going to take the elevator out. You guys can go through the door.